The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
You are listening to the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast. 4 beer with a sports talk and a whole lot more. We are part of the Belly Up Sports Network. Listen in as Brent and Dave invite you to belly up to the bar with them to talk about everything in the world of sports, just like you would do at your favorite watering hole. It's sports, beer, and shenanigans, so belly up to the bar with us, grab a beverage, and let's get into it. The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 beer sports talking a whole lot more. Episode number 380 on this 7th day of March 2024. Tonight's show, as always, is brought to you by SeatGeek.com and SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420pod at SeatGeek.com today and save yourself $20 on your first purchase over there at SeatGeek. Remember, we are part of the Belly Up Media Network. Go to bellyupsports.com for all their great sports articles. Make sure you sign up to go to bellyupfantasy.com and check out all their articles and things for the upcoming fantasy baseball season. Remember, and thank you for everybody who tunes in on a daily basis to the 1420 podcast, whether it be in podcast form or whether they're on YouTube, which we're getting a few more followers each and every day, which is always good to people follow us and see our smiling faces on a daily basis. Dave, Jesus, the daylight savings this weekend, it's coming.
Lose an hour of sleep.
So it gets darker and it's lighter and it's darker. And we got to figure something out here in like in Southern Alberta and in Western Canada, like not on the Pacific, obviously, but we got to figure this out. Like we actually have to maybe go to a parliament or whoever's got to figure this out, because my old body can't take this anymore. Like I just get used to one and then I cancel it. I hate it. I actually hate it. Leave it. Yeah. See you later.
It's such a drag knowing that I'm not going to get my full whatever. And Sunday's a sleep-in day, and whatever. I got bigger problems than switching my clock back. But it's a fucking drag. It's actually it's nice right now. We got a little bit of light in the morning. We got a little bit of light at night. Like, just fucking leave it. I don't need more in the morning. I don't need more at night. I want it the way it is right now. Do you know why? Because I'm used to it and it's good.
And like people take it on another level. We may have talked about this 6 months ago when it changed the other time around. We may have said, like, I'm not perpetually tired on Monday. Like, it doesn't change my day-to-day operation. Like, I'm not in and out, and I'm not down and out in Beverly Hills by any means. But just leave it. Like, it's
like what's wrong with it right now? Like we're used.
I think it's great.
Now. This is what it is, because come summertime, honestly, we have 16 hours of daylight here.
If it's dark outside in the wintertime or in the summertime, I'll stay up late in the backyard with a fire or with friends or whatever it might be, sit in the patio or the deck, whatever. I'm fine. If it's
the situation dictates, yes.
No matter what, if it's cold, I'm going inside. I don't give a shit.
Yes.
Like, I'm good. Just leave it. Just enough.
Whether there's daylight or not, no big deal. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, if I got shit to do, that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be doing my shit. Whether it's work shit, whether it's visiting with friends shit, whether it's up to no good shit.
Yeah,
I'll be there. I don't care. We have the technology.
I'd rather light in the morning when I go into the office. I'd rather a little bit of light at night, like right now, and I'm good. Yeah, just leave it.
100%, brother. 100%.
And anybody who says, well, I'd like it a little bit lighter at night, no, shut up.
Yeah, and then go to Smitty's an hour earlier. Like, just get fucking bent. I don't get it. But on the other side of things, it's been a bit of a cold week here where we're hanging our hats. Is there, after a cold spell like this, a day like today, a sunny, no wind day, like minus, like, so it was like -1. So it was like, 32 for our American friends, but sunny and no breeze. Oh, beautiful day today.
Yeah, we went
after lunch.
We went to Brown's last night. We go there a couple, 3 times a week, whatever it is. And we were laughing and everybody was in a good mood because the sun was shining. Same thing as yesterday. as it was today. The sun's shining, people come in after work, the after work crowd and happy hour, or whatever it was. And there's some regulars that roll in there. The regular crowds were rolling in. Billy Joel said that the best. And it was in a good when the sun's shining and it goes from minus 30 to minus 1, it's still cold. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'd rather it be plus 21.
But it's relative.
But people are smiling and having a good time, and it's a much better vibe.
Today, like, I woke up when I walked the dog. Well, it was minus 22 degrees Celsius. And then when I came home this afternoon, it was minus 1. That's a fucking treat. And sunny, like, you're all bundled up. You got your long johns on, and I don't even care that I come home with sweaty balls, because I'm happy that it was not minus 22 anymore, because that's a fucking drag.
It's crazy where we live. Hey, you talk about a 20-degree temperature change. 20 degrees in hours.
In 14 hours, yeah, from 7 a.m. to
20 degrees.
5 p.m. Like, yeah, 20 degrees.
We had a laugh. Sharon, one of the girls over at Browns, she's delightful. She's about 23 years old. She graduated from university this year, and they were asking people, like the staff members, and we kind of butted in a little bit. We overheard what they were saying. They were saying, if you were American, and we're not making fun of anybody here. Like, I'm not making fun of any Americans. And the question was to the other staff members, if you were American, what state would Becky be from, or Susie be from, or Mark be from? And then Deanne popped up. She says to Sharon, she said, well, if I was American, what state would I be from? And Sharon said, Orlando. I said, well, first off, that's not a state. I said, that's not a state, but I said, Orlando? I've said some things to Deanne that have offended her. I've never seen Deanne so offended by saying that she was from Orlando. I was like, oh, this isn't going to go over very well at all.
Kids these days, I'm going to tell you a quick one too. Like a guy I know, he's younger too. He's in his 20s. Him and his girlfriend are going to go see this country artist in Buffalo, New York this weekend.
Yeah.
And then, like, when he told me about it like 2 months ago, they go, like, Buffalo? Really? Buffalo? He goes, well, that's what she wants for her birthday, and we can afford it, so that's what we're gonna do. I go, whatever. And then I was visiting with him today. He goes, that's stupid.
Nice person.
Yeah. That person. She thought Buffalo was an hour and a half drive to New York City.
It's not.
No. And he goes, I looked it up today. It's 6.5 hours with no traffic.
So he's just as dumb as her.
Well, he just said, like, whatever. He said, like, well,
I would do a little research, though.
Well, and that's what I told him to. Right? Next
like,
time
she was wrong. She was wrong to book it, suggest it, and book it. He was wrong to not do a little research, because if they were planning to go to Manhattan for an afternoon walk through Central Park, oops.
Well, when he did it, I said, like, Buffalo? Why Buffalo? The guy's on a fucking tour. Like, if he's going to Buffalo, he's going to Edmonton, he's going to Calgary. No, she wants to go to New York. I go, like she knows New York's a state, not New York City, right?
I don't think some people do, Dave.
This guy's girl did not, and you know what? So,
well, she can go for some wings and go watch the Sabres play on after the game's done or something. Who knows?
But actually, like, and to the point, I go, like, you guys, what else are you guys gonna do? Like, I don't fucking know. I go to a Sabres game. Turns out, SeatGeek.com, he got on it. The Oilers are in Buffalo on Saturday, so he's
there
gonna
you
go
go.
see. So there's a win-win. I'd rather spend an afternoon in New York City than watching Draisaitl and McDavid. But they are hockey fans. They have Calgary season tickets, and it's just, you meatheads. And I just said to him, next time your bird wants to plan a holiday, come talk to me, and I'll do it for you for free.
Sit down and have a conversation, and get on the Google machine and see where things are.
What do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do? And, and if New York City is your thing, then don't go to Buffalo.
Like the Morgan Wallen concert isn't at Madison Square Garden. It's at the auditorium or the Odd or whatever it's called in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nassau County Coliseum,
Oops.
right?
Yeah, not the same place.
Well, all those, and I can see someone of that age. Like, well, all those states up in that part of the world are
There's a lot.
tiny. Yeah, and they're tiny. They're tiny.
But Buffalo isn't New York City. It's Buffalo.
Not even fucking close.
Like you're closer to Niagara Falls, which is closer to Toronto. They're actually probably closer to Toronto than they are to New York City.
Well, and that's what I told him. Like he was trying to.
Well, they are. Like I'm not probably they are.
And I said, book a flight to Toronto and rent a fucking car. You're gonna have to rent a car anyways, as opposed to like paying whatever. And
so fly into Buffalo.
Yeah. And he said, even with the car rental, it's like $1,000 cheaper for the two of them to rent a car from Toronto and drive to Buffalo
than flying into Buffalo from Calgary to Buffalo.
Yeah, and then waiting and
poorly produced. You know. Poorly produced.
Well, you know what? These kids these days, I try and help them, and that's all I can do.
Oh, that just hurts. It just hurts. It hurts.
It's just a head scratcher. It doesn't hurt. It's just
I mean, it doesn't change my life. I don't know who this person is, but it's just like, Jesus, fuck, you're dumb.
Yeah. Just start thinking a little bit.
Did you say you're dumb?
Did I? No, I said, you're so stupid.
You're stupid. You're so stupid. Look how stupid you are. Who's more stupid, you or your wife?
Well, you know, the fact that
yeah. You don't call your wife stupid. That's bad.
Dummies. No, but I'm allowed to say things. Jesus fuck, you guys are just dummies.
You're a fucking idiot. Dave, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the Vegas Golden Knights, or you want to call them, they're up to their old tricks again. They acquired Noah Hannafin from the Calgary Flames yesterday, and that was one that came out of there. Hannafin was told to go all over the league throughout the season because he's a free agent when the season's done. I don't want to say he's an elite defenseman, but he's a very good defenseman in the National Hockey League. He's a guy that's going to help out a team that's going for a cup run, kind of one of those put you over the top a little bit kind of players. Like he's not going to score you 10, 15 goals in the playoffs.
He's a first line pairing on almost every team.
Yeah. But he's not. Yeah. Like he's not a Chris Pronger. Like he's not a Chris.
Yeah, Pronger, or even Drew Doughty.
Right, he's not a Doughty guy. He's not one of. But he's a very good defenseman. I wouldn't put him elite. He's not a Hall of Famer. He's the kind of guy you want on your team for a playoff run. But the Vegas Golden Knights somehow found a way once again to usurp the old salary cap and find a way to throw tomahawks at guys' heads and boomerangs at guys' heads and make sure guys are sitting on the sidelines going into playoffs so they can hit the LTIR and save salary cap space for the playoff run. Like I'm going to ask you a question, Dave. Do you commend the Golden Knights for being the only team to figure this out, which they've done it for the last few years? Or do you say, geez, to the other teams, you're stupid for not figuring this out?
B, because you and I remember talking about it when the Lightning did it a couple times, right? When what's his name? Their Kucherov was on the DL.
Kind of, not really. I'll play 50 games,
but happened to be 100% playoff MVP type caliber play once it came playoff time, and it is what it is. And we can piss and moan and piss and moan. You know what? Then, hey, fucking Ken Holland, get out of your goddamn rocking chair and figure out how this is fucking done. Because if it's just finding loopholes. It's just it's what lawyers and accountants do all the time in real life. Yep. Never mind it at the NHL. Never mind it. And Vegas and Tampa have figured it out. This is what we got to do. And if we can do it, we will do it. We're not breaking the laws. And no one can say anything about it because we're well with it. And then all these other teams, like, you got Flames fans and Oilers fans and like, fucking cheating. Like, well, then you do it too. It's clearly fucking legal. It's clearly legal. And then once again, like this is one of the reasons the Oilers and I can't get back together, because you got a fucking septuagenarian running this program that really wants to fucking put the teams on the goddamn train to go to fucking away games.
We talked about it a year ago and 2 years ago and 3 years ago, where it's been like it's a lot. Like it's a lot of staffing to figure this out. But it's not like you're paying. Maybe they are. I don't know. But it's not like you're paying the intern to check the fucking the stats. He's not the one figuring it out. It's not a mystery that this works, especially in National Hockey League. It's not a mystery that this is allowed. It's not like it's the first time it's been done. It's been done for the last 3 or 4 years, where the player here doesn't play, but he can play in the playoffs. Like, you wonder why. Like, I really wonder why other teams aren't doing it. And let's full disclosure here. You and I haven't. I mean, I think we would be smart enough if we had the time to figure it out. But as full disclosure, I don't understand how it all works. I don't. I know there's $83 million salary cap, so it's got to be under this. They put a guy on LTIR, it comes off the cap, and then I kind of get the nuts and bolts of it, but I don't know the vast array of how it all works. And I'm a sports guy, not an accountant. Like, I like sports. I like watching the games. I'm not an accountant. If it works, great. But I don't understand how only a few teams take advantage of this. Like, you look at the Oilers, who are up against the cap because they pay McDavid this much, they pay Draisaitl this much. You look at the Leafs, they pay their big five guys fucking $50 million. There's only $30 million for the rest of the team. The way Vegas does it and the way Tampa did it, giving these guys rests and breaks and things and leading up to the playoffs, and you secure a playoff spot early enough, you can do this. Like, and that's why coming out of the gate hot, winning a bunch of games, you go, you know what? How about you sit for a little bit? We'll say you got a fucking broken heart, and then call her good. Yeah,
there has to be some way that to rig this system just a little bit, and if it's within the, I don't like you. I don't exactly understand how everything goes. Like, there's a maintenance day. If Kucherov wants to take a maintenance day, does his $100,000 game check now go into the pot for someone later down the road? Yeah. I don't know how that shit works. But what I will say is that, like, how can you not figure it out? Because how much does a Stanley Cup mean to you? And if it means having someone on payroll, because there's no salary cap on office staff, like, have one millionaire who understands everything minutely to the penny and can look at things and, like, so this is what we're looking for. This is how much we have. And then you have, like, I'm going to bring it to the movie Moneyball, the Jonah Ryan. What the fuck's his called? Jonah Hill, his character, right? Have some fucking college nerd who loves hockey and is just waiting for a thing, and then they, like, pay him $70,000 a year to get in your ear and tell you what he thinks. I just thought of this one, Dave. Like, or do you have a bunch of players whose stats mean a lot more for the next contract, who they don't care that the team wants to win? They said, I need to. You're not putting me on LTIR. You're not sitting me. You're not fucking putting me up in the press box for a night or two, because I want to get stats. I want to win fucking hockey. I want to pad my stats. I don't care if the team wins or not. Like, I'm here for fucking Brent, and I'm here for Dave. Like, so it's a very fine line there. Like, if a kid's on his he's lighting it up. Let's say if it was, let's go back fucking 20 years or 15 years, I guess. And Crosby's like, I want to get paid. Like, yeah, I'm great. But those guys are still getting, like, so I hear what you're saying, but I didn't word that properly. But, like, it's do you have a kid who's on his getting off his rookie deal, and they say, can you please sit in the stands for a month and a half, because we need you in the playoffs. We need to get to a certain spot. We need to do this, that, and the other. But
you're not going to get the stats that you want, and to get your next contract because we don't care about you. We care about you.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't think those are the players you have to sit, because you have to sit big money players to be able to save that to save that money, right? The players that are like a Hannafin who is making, I don't know,
but he's on a deal
that expires at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And he's going to sign his big money deal.
But he's not the guy we're talking about. Like they're sitting out the Stones and everything.
Like a Stone is like on salary level, like right. Like a Stone is 1.5 Hannafins as far as salary goes, right? So every one game he sits out, you can pay Hannafin for 1.5 games. And then I think that's kind of how it works. It's the big money players that need to sit out to get these rentals that the NHL players
insert here, and then I give you 2 draft picks, and then here you
go. Yeah, and it's not players playing for a contract that are getting sit out, and that's not what saves a team. Money to sign these free agents, or make these trades to make a run at the cup. It's the big money players that has to sit out so you can afford the median range salaries.
If I was Brent Radlinski circa 19 whatever year fucking, and they said, hey, if I was in shape and all, because players now are in way better shape than they were fucking 20 years ago, 10 years ago. They can skate over here and say, yeah, he's got a fucking hip flexor problem, whatever. Make something up.
Yeah.
He can sit out and he's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm getting paid. I don't give a shit. Like,
exactly.
I don't care one bit. If this gives us a chance, like you said, the older guys that are on the last legs of their career, and they're saying, and they're in the last contract where it might be, they can say, you know what? I'll go on vacation with the family. I'll stay in shape, because these guys are all in phenomenal shape now.
And they want to win another cup.
And they want to win another cup. That's a legacy. We talk about it all the time. That's a legacy. Yeah. Winning championships is a legacy, especially when you get a little bit older. And if you know you're not a Hall of Famer, like winning a cup is fun, right? And so you have these guys who sit around. Yeah, I'll sit out. Fuck it. As long as I keep getting paid, I don't give a shit.
Turf toe, gout, plantar fasciitis. I don't give a fucking shit. Just like I'll be ready. I'll be ready come game 1. Like I'll even sit out the first round. I'll come back on game 3 of the first round if needed. But I'll just pencil it in for like April 5, and then I'll see you guys then.
Jump in the last 5 games regular season, get back into the flow of the game. Shape. Then I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. I don't like it, and instead of bitching about it, and I've come around, because I used to bitch about it. I did bitch about it. But now it's just like GMs figure it out. Everybody's the boys winning the cups are doing it instead of pissing and moaning and saying, "Oh, you can't do that." Fucking do it yourself then.
Because Dave, if morons. Like I'm not saying the Leafs. I'm taking the Leafs for example. I don't think the Leafs are winning a cup, but wouldn't it be in their best interest? Like, yes, Matthews is chasing a fucking goal scoring like Leafs record. Who gives a fuck?
Who gives a flying fuck?
Week and a half. Go and get another defenseman. Save some money and why? Like the Leafs are a prime example of overspending and under-delivering. So why?
Without a doubt.
Like, why not fucking say, hey, listen, Nylander, we just signed you to a deal for that kicks in next year.
You're here with us for 8 years. Like, don't worry about it.
And relax. Go back to Sweden, hang out with your dad, whatever it might be. Too many fucking Swedes, whatever.
Yeah, you got turf toe.
Go back, like whatever, and just relax. We want you fresh for the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
And then we can sign someone else for the last 20 games for the stretch run.
We can bring in that vaunted D man, that every the top 3D or top 2D. They could have went and got a fucking Hannafin or whoever,
or Tanev or whatever,
or whatever it might be, and then just go. You know what? You know what's funny about? We're close to Calgary, obviously. So, what's funny to me about all these? This getting off on a different thing about the trade deadline is that I always find it funny that these guys get traded at the trade deadline from teams that aren't very good. Like, why are these players so fucking so wanted? Like, like the Flames got rid of 4 or 5 guys already. It's not, and the trade deadline's tomorrow, on Friday.
Yeah.
They weren't good there. Or the team wasn't good. Not the players weren't. The team wasn't good. So they weren't good. Like they're kind of, and they won tonight again, actually. Like, so why are these players so wanted where they didn't win where they were? I've always found that kind of fascinating to me. Fascinating.
Well, it's a piece, and right, and why wouldn't you get an asset like a bag of chips tomorrow is better than no bag of chips in 2 months, and that's kind of what it is, right? Like it's like we're not going anywhere with what we're doing, like, so let's try and fill the tank up. I hear what you're saying, but when you have expiring contracts, like, get what you can. Just honestly, get what you can. A 3rd round pick, it's another fucking dart at the board, and sometimes they hit, and that's all you can really do. And that's the one thing about all the big 4 leagues. I think the NHL does it the best, as saying, like, trade deadline day. Like, there's no such thing as trade deadline day. There is, obviously, in all sports, but I don't understand why this doesn't happen in the NBA. I don't understand why it doesn't happen in Major League Baseball. You do Major League Baseball, there is a couple trades now and then, but it's so far away from the deadline.
Well, the money.
The deadline, yeah, and the end of the season too.
But the
right?
money's so ridiculous, and the tax brackets and everything else, it just goes up, and the owner's like, I can't do that. Like, I actually can't do that. Like, it's a thing. Cause like just this week, the Yankees they're going on Blake Snell, and all of a sudden, because it would put them over the 1.5 times to sign Snell at $30 million a year. For this year, it would be $60 million for this year, is what it would cost them. Like, $60 million wouldn't go to Snell, but there would be the $30 million tax bracket for that one player, plus $30 million for the player. So it's the math, and then that's when I read about today. So it is a thing. It's Jesus, man.
And it's curious to me then. So in Major League Baseball, does it work like the NHL, where you make a big money trade, like, so whatever you want Pujols in his last year to be on your team, and make a trade for him when he's making, I'll just say $30 million a year. Does that count? At what point does that count to your luxury tax payment and what have you? Like, because if you can go for it, why the fuck wouldn't you?
It depends how much the other team carries. Right, because who was I think it was the Hanifin trade no, it was the other one, Tanev. The Tanev trade.
Calgary's going to eat some salary.
75% of it.
Yeah, but that's only for 2 months, and Tanev's not a big money player, and so fuck. Okay, so instead of a 2nd round pick, we're going to want a 1st one, and we want this prospect, not that prospect.
And I've always said prospects are just guys. Like, you don't fucking know. You have no idea.
You don't. Yeah.
Because there was one today I saw that kind of made me laugh. This, that, and this for and a 7th rounder. What the fuck?
And then conditional, a 7th round pick. Fuck, Jesus. I stumbled on a 7th round pick on my dog walk tonight.
Did general manager B, let's say it was Ken Dryden, obviously not general manager, but if Ken Dryden goes, if you don't give me that 7th rounder, I ain't doing this.
I'll walk away right now.
Okay.
Jesus.
Fine, walk away. I'll call this guy and I'll get that deal. A 7th rounder.
The list of everyday NHLers that were drafted after the 5th round is a pretty short list.
Fuck, I got traded for a fucking 4th rounder to the Chicago Blackhawks for fucks. Whatever, who cares? Like, fuck.
Put that on your LinkedIn profile, asshole.
Yeah, I got traded for this, that, and the fucking. I was the pick to be named later. Right? Like, I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah, well, good for you. I got drafted.
Jesus.
Yeah, hooray.
It's like it's the business of it is it's mesmerizing. It's absolutely mesmerizing.
It's something we just don't understand, and teams that are winning, like Vegas and Tampa Bay, clearly have guys that are above it, like have it figured out more than other teams.
But it's not. But it's not all the time. But it helps.
Well, it's not all the time. It's been like 2.5 times in the last 4 years. They got it figured out. And the Oilers has the worst goddamn fucking management in the last 20 years of fucking NHL history. All they do is fucking finish last, get a draft first, and fucking win lotteries. That's it.
If get off this a little bit, not a whole lot. It's come fucking Friday. We're Thursday night here recording this. Come Friday. Actually, I just thought about something. Right now, the Pittsburgh Penguins are not playing a hockey game. Right now, is Mary Lemieux and Sidney Crosby having a cup of coffee or a shot of bourbon or whatever it might be, sitting there and saying, you know what? This season turned out worse than we thought it was going to be. We made some deals, we signed some players, and actually we're not making the playoffs again. We're not. Like we're
not going to be better next year.
And if you want out, let me know. You tell me right now. If you want out, you let me know. Is that conversation happening right now, you think, in Pittsburgh?
No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone approaches Sid. If Sid wants it.
No, I'm not saying approaching. I'm saying they're sitting around, they've had a few beers and talking like we do.
Do you want one more chance someplace else, Sid?
Like they're not voluntolding him, but they're asking him.
No, and that conversation will never happen. He's going to retire a Pittsburgh Penguin because he saved that franchise from the doldrums. There's no doubt about it. He has 3 cups. They're like, what is he chasing? His place in the game is solidified. He has nothing to prove.
Top 8 guy of all time.
Yeah, I think there's no. In fact, I'll say there's 0 chance. There is zero chance. You honestly think he might want to do this for another cup?
The guy's a competitor.
He has 3 and 2 gold medals. Right?
The guy's a competitor.
I know, but I also believe he's loyal.
No, but it's not his fault.
I would be shocked. I would be shocked and stunned. I would say Ovechkin finishes his career with another team before Sidney Crosby does. And Sidney Crosby has another full year after this year. Like he has 1 full year after this year.
I think that because the Colorado traded that Bowen Byram kid who played hockey here in Lethbridge for whatever team, I can't remember.
Whoever, yeah.
From Cranbrook, BC. They traded him yesterday. Colorado did. And he's a good player to free up room. I think there is a 4% chance that Crosby and McKinnon, both in Cole Harbour, Newfoundland, are the same team tomorrow night.
In Colorado.
4%. Not huge. 4%.
You don't think Colorado's going to trade McKinnon to Pittsburgh?
No, I don't. No, I really think that Nathan McKinnon has a couple more years in his Colorado tenure.
0% chance. I'll take anything because Sid has another year on his contract too, and he's making 8.5, like
8.7. Yeah.
Yeah, for a superstar,
and that's what I think. It's a bargain.
But then he's not going to hit under the cap. What do they do with him next year?
They treat that Byron kid was supposed to get a bunch of money, so he's
not $8 million.
I said not a huge chance. There's an 8.7% chance
There's a 0.0%
Really?
Zero. I would bet the fucking house on it. I would bet the house on it. There is zero chance. There is zero chance. Sid Crosby's going to retire a Pittsburgh Penguin.
I didn't say he wouldn't. I didn't say he wouldn't.
Sorry. Sid Crosby's going to play every game of his career for the Pittsburgh Penguins. How's that?
I think there's a shot.
I disagree. I 100% disagree. And I hear where you're going, but like Sid Crosby, it's honestly, it's been there, done that. It's been there, done that. He's won 3 Stanley Cups.
But I think he's such a competitor. He doesn't just want to play. Because that's all they're doing now. I watched that game on Saturday or Sunday night when they played the Oilers. That team is fucking terrible.
They're terrible. And the way they fucking spit the bit against the Flames the night before, it was gross.
And he's not that kind of guy.
And it's not like I watch a ton of hockey. When I do watch hockey, it's usually Western Conference teams. Everything I've read about Sid Crosby is like this is just such a fucking travesty. If Pittsburgh was good, Sid Crosby would win the Hart Trophy. Like at 37, he is a difference maker every single fucking night, but he's just dragging trash with him all the time.
He's still one of the top 5 guys, top 6 guys in the league.
It's absolutely amazing.
And he's a top, I don't want to say top 10 all time, but he's a top 20 guy all time.
You got to talk about him.
It depends what you're looking for and who's your top players of all time, right?
But for sure, you got to talk about him. He's a leader. He leads from the front.
I would take Pronger over Crosby.
I don't know. Well, anyways, like back to the point. Like for whatever reason we've been talking about it. Drivers or passengers. Sid Crosby is a fucking driver.
Like
his entire career. When he was a rookie, he was a driver. He came in to drive that fucking bus.
Like you talk, and goalies get lost in that top 20 players of all time. I would take there's a few goalies I would take over Sid Crosby over the years. Like obviously he's a Hall of Famer and an all timer, but goalies get lost in that top 10, top 20 conversation for whatever reason. Yes, I'm a goalie hugger. I get that, but you just go, yeah.
Well, what goalie has had a better career, Sid Crosby or Dominic Hasek?
Hasek.
You think that's better?
He's a better player.
Ooh, I don't know if I like. No, I asked. You answered. I do disagree with that. Hasek did put the team on his back. So better. Oh wow, I kind of reset where I was going there.
Because Hasek drug teams to the like that Buffalo team and what they lost to Dallas in what was it 2000 I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Hasek himself drugged that Buffalo team to the finals by himself.
Oh,
that team had no fucking business being there. None.
Yeah.
Not like
you're
none.
right. And then Pittsburgh always had a good team that Sidney Crosby was driving the bus for, right? It's not about him.
Yeah. And then, yes, I'm not a huge Marty Brodeur fan, but Brodeur was there for a lot of years.
He was there for a lot. He was an outstanding.
Brodeur's not a better player than Crosby.
No, I agree with that. Right, because Brodeur
had a good system with Jacques Lemaire and the lock and the trap and the thing. I'm not saying that fucking Brodeur's a bad goalie.
As good as Brodeur was, he was his system.
Crosby's career is better than Brodeur's.
I agree with that.
Right?
Yeah.
Like goalies get lost in that greatest of all time conversation a lot. So anyways, You don't think he's going, eh?
I'd be stunned beyond all belief. I like there's zero doubt in my mind. You give him a 4% chance. I don't understand why you would do that. I don't understand why he would leave. Like I don't think like he has 3. Like a fourth cup, a fourth ring, I don't think is that important to him.
But do you think that I only have X amount of years left? Why am I wasting my time here?
Because this is where I've been the entire time. I love the city. I love the fans, and I just can't imagine playing anywhere else. Right? You know, he's better than Patrick Kane. Right? You know, so you can't then that's the comparable that just came to my mind. Right? Kane won history with the Blackhawks. But then he had his health issues and they consigned him and blah, blah. And now he's with the Red Wings. But he's a diminished asset. And I think anyone with any kind of knowledge would agree with that.
That's a good comparison, Dave. I would bet you if we were sitting in a fucking sports bar in fucking Chicago, Illinois right now, there would be there'd be a conversation. But Kane's got 3.
Yeah. But he's a little bit younger, but he has 3. And no one can blame the Blackhawks for not re-signing him because he had that hip issue, right?
Like Kane might be the greatest American hockey player ever.
That's what they talk about, right? Like I don't know if he's better than when we
fucking Crosby's not the best Canadian player ever.
Oh no, but like fuck, that list is a lot longer. Canadians have been playing a lot
that list is about
hockey.
5, right?
Well, so like when we say greatest American hockey player ever, I think of
Mike Eruzione.
Eruzione from the
1982
Miracles, yeah. But so like we got Chelios in the conversation. We got Brett Hull, who is actually a Canadian. Modano, but what about Mike Leach? Is that his name? Brian Leach. Yeah. I think he was really, really good.
Brian Mike Richter. Was real good. Richter was real good. Richter put on, in my opinion, we talked about it before, Mike Richter put on the greatest goaltending
that World Cup of hockey,
in 1996. The greatest goaltending display of all time. And anyone wants to argue with me, I will say you're wrong. Like
it was unbelievable.
I will say you're wrong.
It was better than Hasek, better than Kipper, better than everything. Like it was unbelievable. 2-game set, yeah. It was actually unbelievable how good he was.
No, he's great. Yeah, I think it's an 8.7% chance that Sidney Crosby's not a Pittsburgh Penguin at this time tomorrow night.
0.0%, and I will take any bet that like you find me the website and I'll put a good well, 100 will get me $100.01.
I'll bet you a bullshit on it.
Okay, I'll take that bullshit. Send it home with my son tomorrow, please.
There we go. No, it's the NHL trade deadline is such a crapshoot, and not very often do all these trades that happen tomorrow amount to fuck all. Really?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just
like the teams that are in the hunt right now, like tonight, they're
in the hunt for. Yeah, you're not missing a piece. You have it all set.
No one's adding fucking $8.8 million fucking whoever guy. Really?
No.
So
it's odd, and it's kind of. I wish all the professional sports actually played by the same rules, because the way the NFL, like NBA, I don't even have a fucking clue. But when you're paying your starting 5 average starting salary is $27 million a year, fuck, go nuts. Like, I don't care.
Would you rather be a hard cap? Like hard. This is it. Enough.
No. Maybe. I don't know. I think about it. I waver all the time, because I think there has to be a chance for all franchises to compete equally. I think I would like a hard floor, and I would like the floor to be higher. I prefer a hard floor more than a hard ceiling, because in like the Pittsburgh Pirates, the fucking Arizona, whatever, like all these
Coyotes.
fucking the Coyotes. I don't want
They
them
gotta
to
go.
fucking. They gotta go. Like, just move to fucking Salt Lake or wherever. I don't give a fuck. But get them out of there. Get them out of there.
Like how I've never understood how they're allowed to make deals when there's no money and
and whose money is it? And then like revenue sharing, so here's my 25 cents. Okay, cool. Here's my $125 back.
We have a 5,000 seat arena. Like, how is that logical?
That we're renting, right? Like
from a college.
Yes.
Like, what it would be like. To put it in perspective, let's just say the fucking what's the closest team to Lethbridge, Alberta, Major League Baseball?
Seattle.
If there was a fucking problem in the Seattle fucking ownership group, and they said, they call me up and say, Brent, we got a problem here. It's building issues, the government, can we rent Spitz Stadium for 4 years? You know how fucking stupid that is?
By all means, this is what we're going to charge. You understand, we only seat, like on a full day, we only have 4,300 capacity. Oh, that's okay. That's what we got to do. For fuck's sake. Like, it'd be like the Flames playing in the fucking Sportsplex. Right? That's a better comparison.
Because at Spitz there, we got to shoehorn to make it, like, if we every fucking last acre of fucking land on that place, we could shoehorn about 2,400 in there. Unbelievable. It's
unbelievable. I don't get it. So you got absolute fucking monkey donks running franchises like the Arizona Coyotes, but then you got guys just like the
Vegas,
the Lightning and Vegas who have everything figured out. They have the exact same budget as far as salary, but they got it figured out to the exact fucking penny.
To the penny.
And Arizona,
if this guy sits on this many games, this guy does this, and that guy does this.
And Arizona, the traveling secretary is funny McDonald's. Like, so if we buy like 55 Happy Meals, do we get like 2 free? Like, get fucked.
It's just fucking weird.
Yeah, and same with the Oakland A's, right? Like, get fucked. Like either play with the big boys or get the fuck out. And the leagues, Major League Baseball should tell Oakland to get fucked. And NHL has to tell Arizona to get fucked, because I've never seen anything like that before. Like what's going on with Arizona.
We're old enough to remember when the Baltimore
the Colts
left.
Yep, they left to Indianapolis, and then the CFL came back. Yeah.
What was the moving company? Mayweather, something.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Mayweather. Right? Good. Yeah. Yes.
Like middle of the night, filled it up. We're leaving. Like, you wonder how that all went about. I mean, we were only fucking 10, 15 years old back then, but
because that, like being in that industry, not to that extent, that takes a couple fucking phone calls. You don't just make that phone call on a Thursday to move out on Sunday.
There's a lot you couldn't do that today. You got all the insiders and outsiders and upside downers. You couldn't just disappear in the middle of the
night. No, it would get out. What are you doing? I can't fucking work. We got some shit to do at the Saddle Dome or whatever. All right,
You couldn't get away with it because Elliot Friedman fucking knows about it before you do.
Oh, you bet. And then,
Like,
Friedman
Friedman would know before the employees who are loading up the fucking vans are doing it.
Well, you know, and think about it too. Like everybody, like they had to have that shit packed. So everybody in there, like, you know, pack your shit. Pack your shit. Are we fired? No. I'll let you know on Monday. Just have all your shit packed. Crazy.
I just went about anyways. Yeah, it's just fucking nuts. Anyways. It'd be a good little conversation anyways. The 1420, anything else?
No, I think we got that covered.
I don't even know what we were talking about.
We started with Vegas.
Well, with the way things work. The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, Four Sports Talking a whole lot more. This thing was brought to you by SeatGeek.com, the SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420pod at SeatGeek.com today. You save yourself $20 on your first purchase over there at SeatGeek. Could you keep a secret that long? If you were the fucking, let's say Friday night. This is funny.
It's dependent, right? It's dependent.
Friday night. You get told Friday morning, Dave, we're moving. We've kept it fucking quiet, fucking all week long, which would never happen.
Yeah.
We've kept it quiet, but we want you to be our assistant GM in charge of fucking shoes. Whatever. But if you can't say a word because this is all fucking 007 shit.
No, I tell my wife, but that's it. No, I can keep a secret for 2 weeks. No problem.
I can keep a secret.
No problem at all.
Something that big? Not a chance. I'm flapping my gums.
I tell the wife, but I'm not telling anybody else.
It depends how much money was at stake.
Well, that's true, and you know, if it's my job and my livelihood, fucking rights, I'm going to keep it quiet. Like, what do I care? As long as that fucking check don't bounce and the signature's good.
But that's fucking pretty big shit.
That's big news. And back in the day too, there was no social media either,
or cell phones,
nothing, right? Not even texting.
You actually had to answer the phone to get news.
No email, for fuck's sake.
Oh, I would tell everybody.
I know you got loose lips.
Yeah, loose lips, sink ships. Anyways, the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, Four Sports Talking a whole lot more. Are you thinking of going to a game or a concert in the coming days ahead, or do you already have tickets and want to upgrade where you're sitting? It's simple. Go to SeatGeek.com or the SeatGeek app. They have tickets for all sports going on right now, as well as concert tickets to shows throughout North America. And to make things even better, use promo code 1420pod, that's 1420pod, and receive $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that's promo code 1420pod at SeatGeek.com or the SeatGeek app. The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, Four Sports Talking a whole lot more. This segment is brought to you by Righteous Felon Jerky at righteousfelonjerky.com. Use promo code BELLYUP at checkout to get the 20% off the best in craft jerky in the land. Dave, you sent me an article later on today. I read the nuts and bolts of it. Didn't see but what I saw was a lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans who were a little bit of trouble. They really, really wanted their team to win, and what I took out of that, I read like you got to be a fucking moron just stand in 90-degree or minus 90-degree weather, like we talked about it when the Super Bowl was happening. But what would you do to like? How far would you go to see your team win?
Well, it's in the article I sent you. Like it's like a lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans got frostbite from that game. I think it was, I forget who it was, but it was that cold one. It was the first one. And then apparently 70% of those fans are now in danger of losing partial digits and losing toes and stuff like that. And here's a phrase we always say, like not we always, but like
We
I'd
say a
give
lot.
my I'd give my left nut to win that game tomorrow. So would you give your left nut, or what appendage would you give up to see your team win a championship? And when you say give up, the pinky toe does not count. The pinky toe does not count because I'd fucking lose my pinky toe tomorrow and for it. But to see your team win, would you give up your left nut?
No.
Would you give your left nut to see the Leafs win?
I would give up to see the Leafs win absolutely nothing. No, no.
But what about your father-in-law?
No. I'll go back to the Leafs because that would be a binding moment for me and Peter Michaelopoulos, and James Michaelopoulos and Deanne Michaelopoulos. Helen, she don't give a fuck. But if what would I give up to see the Leafs win a cup? Because I'm a Leafs guy. I'm not gonna pretend I'm not. But what would I give up to see the Leafs win a cup? Oh, not much. I'd love it to happen, but I'm like, I've lived this long. I've lived 50 years without it happening, so I'm not going to give up much. Like give up. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that. I'm not because we brought it up. Maybe we didn't even get to it because a fanatic and a fan. If you're a fanatic, to me you're an idiot. To me, if you are.
Well, we're all idiots, right? Like,
no, we're all idiots. But if you're fucking burning your fucking house down and smashing TVs, burning shirts and everything else,
punching walls,
you're an idiot. You punched the wall once.
Yeah,
but
I was an idiot.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Do you think so? Let's pretend like I'm gonna say that I'll I would, like we've all said it, I'd give my left nut to have a chance to do this, and I'd give my left nut. Like in sports fandom, there's nothing I would give up. I'm not giving up. I'm not maybe I'll clip my fingernails to the proper. I might get a manicure or whatever, or whatever, that kind of thing. I'm not losing an appendage, but I would imagine there is a significant. And when I say significant, I say 10% of people that would give up something to watch their team win. I am thinking of Leaf fans. I think if the gods above and there was some kind of magic thing, like if 10,000 Leaf fans give their left ball, we will deliver you a Stanley Cup. I bet you that those 10,000 balls would be in a fucking bucket in 2 weeks. What do you need a left ball for?
Me personally, nothing. I mean, we're not having kids. I'm closer to 50 than I am 20. So there's no, we're not farting out fucking young Brett Linsky anytime soon. But yeah, I don't know.
You see morons on the online on the Twitter machine and shit like that have Super Bowl tattoos and that kind of stuff like that before their team even makes it, right?
Never.
You see that shit all the time. Would you rather have a Detroit 2024 Super Bowl tattoo on your calf or be missing a left ball?
Left ball.
I don't know. Yeah, I lose the ball because I'm not using it anyways. It's just a fucking ball. I got my kids.
And I don't fuck. I mean, I'm a bit different. Like I sports. Like my job is sports. It is. It actually is. But I don't get it. I don't get how you're that involved in a group of people who don't give a fiddler's fuck about you. Yeah, I watch it. Like I'll watch games. I'll watch games like I'll watch 100 for this year might only be 120 Yankee games. I'll watch every 120 games. They win, all right. Playoffs, yeah. And if they lose, I'll be like, that sucks. But then tomorrow morning, I gotta wake up and do it again. Dave, I don't get it. I actually don't get it.
I don't get it either. And then also too, like now, like that was the comical side of it.
For people to be doing fucking their fucking mock draft and this, I don't get it, man.
I never will.
Meet a fucking girl.
I never will. Yeah,
I'm not.
Find a better find a better hobby, because you know what? You being an armchair GM just to get mad and like, why don't they fucking listen to me? How about you try and get laid, because that's kind of fun too. Getting laid,
like
getting laid's fun.
Like the 2017 Yankee team, I was there about a week before the season started, and I thought that this team has a shot. I was there with my brother, and on it went with everything else, and I had actually playoff tickets, couldn't go, and whatever, and it was great. It was such a fun run. It was awesome. It was great, and jumping up and down. Me and my brother and my and actually Dad in Salmon Arm. We were there watching
high fiving motherfuckers.
Oh, like on a Sunday night in Salmon Arm to the gym's hockey tournament, and on it went. It was great. But then when I went back to where I lived in the Hat, they lost. I went, well, that sucks, and it was over. Yeah. Like I don't understand how you were so revved up about something that you have no control of. And I'm not besmirching fans who do it. If you do it, no, actually I am.
It happens.
But you know what? If you get that revved up once, I'm cool with that. Twice, I'm okay with that. The third time, if you're getting that, you know what? You're a fucking moron.
Yeah, get control of yourself. And I kind of agree with that. I appreciate you. I don't know if you were doing that just for my benefit, because I talked about that punching the wall thing when John Fox coached the worst playoff game in Denver Broncos history, possibly NFL history. I lost my cool, and that was the first time I lost my cool that bad, because it was just one of those things, like you say it all the time, like we talk about it all the time. How can we fucking sit on the couch and see what they're doing wrong, and then we don't know, zillions of dollars at stake, you guys making these stupid fucking mistakes? Drives you nuts. And then to bring it to the other side, like what you were just saying, like we're not TV destroyers. We're not doing this. We're not showing our reactions to see what happens with this field goal. Like that fucking shit. That fucking shit is fake fandom. And I would actually like to do this. Like, okay, here we get 10,000 left balls, and I will guarantee you a fucking Stanley Cup. I wonder how quick you would get those 10,000 left balls in a bucket. I would. I imagine it'd be pretty quick. You get Browns fans giving balls. You get Leaf fans giving balls. You would get Cowboy fans giving balls. Whose fan base would give the most balls?
Who would give more balls to win the Stanley Cup or the championship? Broncos fans? No, rewind this. Who would give more balls? What fan base would give more balls per capita to win themselves a championship? Cowboys, Yankees, Leafs, and whoever.
Leafs by a margin.
Like, I don't think so.
I've seen, you know what? NFL fans are a little bit more crazy.
They're stupid.
They're so stupid. I still think, you know what? But the Leafs fans got the Raptors championship about 4 or 5 years ago. Whereas Dallas has been like they're just and Dallas fan is all over the nation. I bet you you can collect more left nuts from Dallas than any other fan base.
Yeah, Dallas fans mean it more than anybody else, I think.
Yeah, because they're the more stupid of all the fan bases. But even though, yeah, I guess it has been 30 years. So what's the difference? Because the Leafs has been 57 years now. Where are we at with them?
Long time.
Long time. But and then now the
but we
Cowboys have been 30 years. Yeah,
Leafs fans get it now. When they get it, it's like Cubs fans. I think Leaf fans have turned to Cubs fans. Cowboys fans, they expect a championship, and they're stupid.
They're just the Cowboy fan may be a little bit more entitled than Leaf fan.
But for what?
I don't know. Fuck, I ain't a Cowboy fan. I could give
because they won those ones in the 90s
with Aikman
with
and
the
Jimmy Johnson. Yeah,
with was it Aikman, Emmett Smith, and Michael Irvin?
Yeah,
right. And then they've done fuck all since. And before that, they didn't really do fuck all either.
Well, no, that's not entirely true.
Well, not entirely true.
Right, but yeah, they won 2 before Jimmy Johnson came on the scene. Right? They won 2 with Roger Staubach.
I personally would not like for the Yankees to win a World Series or the Leafs win a cup. I personally would not give an appendage.
No, neither me. Like, and I think it's ridiculous, but I think it is possible.
I wouldn't give. Oh fuck! It's a weird question. It's weird to word it.
So, and I got a kind of subsidiary to this question too, right? So these, like, I feel bad for these people. They came to the game in the bitter cold, and they were cheering on their team, and now they didn't give numbers. They just gave percentages, which really frustrated me to this article. Fucking dress appropriately, you stupid fucking prick.
Yeah.
I went to an outdoor game in Calgary, and it was minus 27 Celsius, which is getting around
9,000 American.
You know what? I dressed and I didn't read one story about any person in an entire 30,000 people fucking sold out barn that got frostbite. Do you know why? Because we dressed appropriately. The simple fact that you may be so stupid to come to a game and risk frostbite, and now you're risking. Maybe you were so stupid you don't actually deserve that pinky. You don't deserve that fucking toe. Like you don't wear fucking flip flops to a fucking minus 22 game. You fucking moron.
Yeah, when we went for our usual Thursday night wings over at Mojo's there before the show tonight. And there was a guy who walked in with fucking brand new Nike shoes, his fucking ankle socks, shorts, and a t-shirt. And I was like, "You're stupid. You're stupid." I actually muttered under my breath to Deanne, "I hope he freezes, because you're a fucking idiot." So when people go to even more temperatures to that situation, like in Buffalo, where I'm super fan. Super fans aren't super fans. They're look at me, guys.
Oh, so look at me, guys. Look at me. I'm out here with my fucking muscle shirt on.
What's worse? Super fan, no shirt guy, or draft guy in March?
Super fan in the park when it's cold weather outside with or with no shirt. If his intentions are true, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Draft guy in March, but maybe he's just caught in the moment, and he's there with his bros, and maybe he's a super fan, and maybe this is his first game. There is no excuse for draft guy in fucking March giving me his mock draft breakdowns. There's zero intention. The fucker in the stadium can get overcome by emotion, and I can appreciate his devotion if it's true. I'll make, like, over the course of the game, I'll make my opinion of what I think of this guy. Anyone that wants to tell me about their mock draft in March can fucking hit the bro. I'm not even gonna normally I'd say you can fucking lick my ass. You don't give it the privilege of licking my ass. Hit the fucking bricks. Get the fucking out of here. Get out of here, you fucking loser. You fucking loser. Draft guy in March is a fucking loser.
I agree.
Loser.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go around licking your hoop, but whatever.
Well, you're not going to get. I'm not going to let you.
Thanks.
Well, yeah, not that you were asking either.
No, I don't get it. I will never I love when my team wins. I love it. Like, it's great, and the momentum and the stuff and the things, and whether it be USC or the Yankees or the Oilers and the Leafs, and it's fun, or the local team wins and you're having a great time, and you go to your local ball team and you watch them win. It's great. But when it's over and they don't win, because most teams don't win, you go, all right. Like, you actually go, to me, I actually go, all right.
Well, and like we
I don't psychoanalyze why. If they don't know why they fucking lost, how the fuck would I know?
Yeah, and regardless of what I think they should do and how much I can break down the draft prospects and where I think we should land, don't matter shit. Do not matter shit. And so, maybe you should give your left ball. Here, would you think more guys would give their left ball to win a championship, or give a left ball to be in the ear of the general manager of their team going into draft season?
General manager.
Because they know better. I'm on my fantasy league 3 in the last 8 years.
Every fucking one of you fucking football fucking fantasy team fucking dorks. Fuck my fantasy team. You don't even know what the fucking record of your team was, both those fuckers. Nothing worse than fantasy football.
We love sports, but I'm not even using my left ball, but it's staying right fucking firmly entrenched in my pouch.
How did your favorite team, quote unquote, do this year? Oh, I don't know.
Wow, you didn't listen to me like fucking bad draft. We should have drafted this
I didn't really watch my team. Who won Super Bowl? I don't know. My fucking running back screwed me this year. Fuck me.
Injuries.
There's nothing worse than fantasy football guy. Nothing worse. Nothing.
I like fantasy.
You like playing. I get it.
And then I enjoy it a lot. But it's fun to talk about. But never have I put my fantasy football team on my LinkedIn for NFL GMs. Like, I'm not looking to take a place on the Dallas Cowboys staff. Actually, maybe I should have been a 1-star fan.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, sign up for that.
Yeah, I'll see how they do, because it's not going to be worse than Denver Bronco fan for the next couple fucking years. But we'll get to that another episode.
Dave, let's get to some Who is Better, North America's favorite game show, and then we'll call her a night. Ready to go?
I am always ready to go. I love fucking telling you who is better.
Dave, who is better? Rocking through the 80s, Richard Simmons, or Super Bowl champion and bit of a douchebag to Aaron Andrews, Richard Sherman?
I'm gonna go this one on the respectability scale, and because one of these guys made something out of nothing. One guy made a lot of noise out of nothing, and so by an actual fucking landslide, Richard Simmons wins this one. That Richard Sherman is such a. He's not dumb.
He went to Stanford.
He knows what he. Yeah,
He's Stanford.
He's a smart individual, and he was decent, but he was never a shit. Like, he's not a Hall of Fame fucking cornerback. He never locked up on the number one receiver in his entire career. I don't know how you fucking do that. I line up on the left side, and that's where I'm going to line up. And then that fucking shit he threw at Aaron Andrews.
I didn't like that.
No, sad receiver like Crabtree. Like, just like what happened to the fucking glory to God? Thank God we won the game. Richard Sherman can fuck off. Richard Simmons
Dancing to the Oldies, whatever it was.
And a bit hilarious. And I don't know if you ever watched that.
He was enthusiastic.
Whose line is it anyway? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I love that. Yeah. And Drew Carey and those guys. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, Drew Carey and that tall, skinny guy and whatever. And they had him on. YouTube that. It is one of the most.
Really?
It's Richard Simmons was on with those. Just goes Richard Simmons. Whose line is it anyway on YouTube? And it's fucking hilarious. Like, you're not going to believe what you're going to see. It was
those boys were funny. That whose
it
line
was so funny.
Came out I love that show. It's fantastic.
Yeah. So Richard Simmons wins this by a margin because I hate Seattle, and Richard Sherman is not that likable.
Dave, who is better? George Jefferson moving on up, or shit his pants at the Bellagio, George Brett.
Wheezy. I'm young enough to remember. Tough. Yeah, I remember that All in the Family. I remember watching George Jefferson being part of All in the Family. I was young enough because that was one of my dad's. And the Jeffersons was a really funny show too. But you know what?
They're black maid who fucking basically just sat George down and said, like, shut up, dude. Like, you're still black.
Loretta. I think that was
Loretta.
Wheezy was there. I think her name was Loretta.
Have you ever actually met a Loretta?
I have a cousin named Loretta.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, and she's about 15 years older than me, so I do know a Loretta. And a Loretta, I believe, I may be wrong here. I think Loretta is Lenny Kravitz's mom, the maid.
You're right around there, whether her name's Loretta or not. But I think you're in the realm.
There's something ticking around there. And then the other George, who was the other George?
George Brett.
George Brett. Oh, fuck. Fuck that. George Brett wins this hands down because
he shit his pants.
Because he almost hit 400. He never did. He freaked out on the pine tar. I believe he was a World Series MVP with the Kansas City Royals.
85, I think, yeah.
And he has the most epic shit your pants story I've ever heard.
We were the other night we were watching.
You can YouTube that too, yeah.
Our little YouTube thing about pissing in hot tubs, which you're against. The other night, Deanne, she was trying not to laugh about what we were talking about, and she goes, "You two are complete idiots." I said, "Yep." It was really good, but it was funny though. Like, it was funny. Yeah.
Does Deanne piss in hot tubs?
She does not.
She does not admit to pissing in hot tubs.
That's right. No, but she says I'm not sitting in human soup. She does not go in hot tubs.
She's not. So her and I are reading from the
Yeah,
same book. Then on that,
she does not go in hot tubs. She's like, well, maybe, but she'll find a way to go for a dart instead of going to a hot tub. Like you and her are probably like right aligned. Like if we're
we'll sit outside, put our toes in, and fucking have a cigarette. But even
you won't put your toes in it.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Yeah.
One of those things, but no. George Brett, that shit your pants story is fucking. It's the best. It's actually, to me, I wish they could find a way to clean it up a little bit because it's a little fuzzy. But
oh fuck, and he wasn't even proud to. Like he wanted to tell that story. Like
no one asked him.
No. Hey, what'd you do last night? Oh, no. I shit my pants last night.
Okay,
oh,
sorry.
Really? Oh, I gotta go. No.
And what's funny is because we're in our 50s. If you were to crawl up to a kid who's 22 years old and they're like, I don't care, man. But if we were to do this, if George Brett told it to his 50-year-old buddies, they're like, oh, fucking rights. But to a 22-year-old, they're like, I don't want to hear this, old man. I don't.
You know, and the way he wrapped the story up. Hey, so who do we got? Who's up first?
It's the greatest. I fucking love that story.
It's such a great story. Yes.
Dave, who is better? Doug Gilmour, Maple Leafs Hall of Famer, Hockey Hall of Famer, or Dave Thomas, a.k.a. Doug McKenzie, of Bob and Doug McKenzie fame?
Well, the killer had a pretty good career. The killer is Richard Gilmour. He did really well. I don't. Is he a Hall of Famer? Did he make the HOF? I don't know if he did. Is he.
Doug
he was really good. Yeah, got traded to the Calgary Flames from St. Louis because of
there was situation.
There were some circumstances, so I always want to use circumstances as a little bit of a thing. But Bob and Doug McKenzie cracked me the fuck up.
Funny.
God damn, they fucking made me laugh.
See,
and
people who don't know
Strange Brew,
how great SCTV was. They need to, people listen to our show tonight or watch on YouTube, whatever else. They need to actually watch how fucking great the Great White North was on SCTV.
Oh, Christ. It was so funny.
Brilliant. And not American Canadian. Watch it. It's funny.
John Candy, Hall of Famer. Catherine O'Hara, Hall of Famer. Eugene Levy, Hall of Famer. Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis. Maybe those other two aren't quite Hall of Famers, but they were
Hall of Famers.
They were so fucking funny. God, you know, I'm a funny guy, and Doug Gilmour was a hell of a player, but he never. Well, he won the Stanley Cup with the Flames. So he does have a ring, but he's not. He was a contributor, but he wasn't the reason they won the Stanley Cup. So
they don't win if he's not there.
That's true. This one, let's just call this one a draw because I don't want my Flames and Leaf dislike. Because Doug Gilmour was his nickname was Killer, and that's a pretty cool nickname.
And just what he's like, he was
just
cool, man. Like that guy could play hockey. And the way he can still tote it around Toronto, like he's fucking yeah. Doug Gilmour's
it's pretty fucking cool. He just happened to play for two teams that I really have no
and
affection for.
And that's one of those me and Dan were talking about different people and stuff. When you have a guy who you just know, I go, yeah, he's
so
like,
good.
He's like Gilmore's one of those, yeah. Like Pronger's like, yeah, he's
just so fucking good. I can't
that goal he scored against St. Louis in Game 6 at Maple Leaf Gardens in '93, where he wrapped around and came around, and I'll disagree. Fuck, this is tough.
You don't think that's a tie?
Gilmore and Doug McKenzie. Fuck, because that's iconic.
Well, McKenzie, and that's the other thing too. McKenzie was part of a pair. Gilmore was a standalone, right? Like, he was a stud in St. Louis, and then they got traded to Calgary, and then he won the cup with Calgary. And then Doug Gilmore, I'll say this for him, he was a driver. He did not passage on any team he was on.
Oh, McKenzie was, yeah.
That is so fucking funny. Like, I don't know, like, who are we going to be talking about?
Cool. Yeah, it was.
Hey, you hoser. Yeah.
I'm going to actually, you know what? Doug McKenzie is better than Doug Gilmore.
And so was Doug Rick Moranis, or he was Dave Thomas?
Dave Thomas.
Rick Moranis was the better career out of the two of them, and Dave Thomas did nothing but.
No, I don't care what the guy does. The character of Doug McKenzie is better than Doug Gilmore.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Like I said, I call it a tie. Even though Doug Gilmore was
last one of the night. Well, it's been a little longer. We're drinking and stuff, so it happens. So it's last one of the night. Who is better, Dave? Jim Kelly, Super Bowl loser, or Kelly Taylor from 90210?
Oh, like Kelly Taylor, like Jenny Garth. That's who we're talking about? Yeah.
But Kelly Taylor, not Jenny Garth.
Yeah. Jim Kelly by a fucking long shot. Like, this isn't even close. This is like
a loser.
This is 90-10. No, absolutely not. He is not a loser. He brought that team. He set records in the USFL that probably still stand to this day. And and Jenny,
are you touting somebody for USFL records?
Well, like, this is what happened, right? He went
King
to the USFL.
of a third world country.
I want to say it was the Las Vegas Gamblers he played for the USFL.
Jeez.
He put his balls on the line. He took the money and went to played in the USFL. So did Herschel Walker. So did a lot of other players.
Don't divert attention, Dave.
And then in Beverly Hills 90210, I did prefer Kelly to whatever the fuck her other name was. Like the spelling, like, it's kind of funny as I look back. As I think back, I remember
Donna.
Donna was a fucking loser.
Because it was Kelly, Donna, and Brenda,
and Adria. Who was the one with the glasses? Andrea. Like, she can fuck off.
Why would Andrea fuck off? She was trying to make herself better.
Well, no. But like it's just like, I just didn't get it. Like, she looked 35 when she was in fucking high school. At least everybody else looked at least
that's
age
how things were at
appropriate.
Fort McLeod. So it's just
Well, and I don't know, but so nonetheless, and like Jenny Garth, I liked her. She was my favorite of the girls. She was my favorite of the girls.
she was more successful in the realm of 90210
Yeah.
than Jim Kelly was in the realm of the NFL.
Well, how did she succeed more than Jim Kelly did?
Didn't win fuck all.
Well,
He was more of a loser.
who did she like? How was Kelly winning?
Well,
She
she
went.
dated Brandon, and she was.
Well, no. Well,
She was never second fiddle.
She was always second fiddle. That's the thing.
No, she usurped him when she went inside there and found
No, because she was.
Whereas Jim
second fiddle
Kelly,
to Brenda.
he was always second fiddle to no matter who won.
She was always second fiddle, and I liked her as a character. I really did because it was.
This is ridiculous. It's funny
Because the Luke Perry character. What was his name?
Dylan
Because
McKay.
Dylan was with Brenda forever, right? And then when Brenda left, she hooked up with Brendan, with Dylan, and then she started cheating on Dylan with Brendan, right? So she was always second fiddle. Well, that's what you said, and that's I recall. And then when what's her nuts, Valerie came on the scene, then she was totally just out of the thing. And you love Valerie.
Yeah, I like Valerie. Yeah, I quite liked Valerie a lot.
Kelly Kapowski, all grown up, and
Tiffany Thiessen. Yeah. She was. She's the one girl that I can tell the end. If she was to knock on the door, I'd say, "Yeah, I gotta go."
She's on your 5-year cheat list. Like you always hear it.
We only have one. Like if Tiffany Thiessen knocks on old BR's door,
that's it. Do you have a list of one and she's it?
One, yeah. Oh, I think she's just amazing. I don't know.
More. Oh, that's just it. Like she's been in your spank bank since you're 14 years old, and she's gonna.
No, because I would have been 18 when she came. 17, 18. Yeah.
Would you just put on a song so she comes over? It's like, Brent, I want to hang out with you for 4 hours. What do you want to do? And so you'd light some candles, put on some Air Supply, and do some hand on chin necking. Is that
what I would do? What I would do is crack open a box of beers and just drink and talk about how great I am.
Do you want to dance while you listen to our podcast?
Whatever. Like, she's not letting me touch her. Fuck.
Well, no, that's the express reason. Like whatever. Like just. I can always say no, but if you play your cards right, then maybe.
No, the cards will not be dealt right for that little situation. Anyways, Dave, what's going on this week? What's happening? What's going on?
We're gonna just hang out. It's baseball tryouts are finally fucking over, so we have a weekend to take care of shit here in Lethbridge, Alberta, and next. That's about it. Going to be a nice day this weekend, and I look forward to that. Fuck, I always look forward to good weather. Jesus Christ, when you get old, you look at the weather all the time. You look at the weather, and you look at the obituaries. I look at the weather daily, and I look at the obituaries once a week. Jeez. Fucking old.
Yeah.
How about yourself? Gonna kick some ass. I understand you have some help coming in tomorrow at Spitz Stadium.
I got some plans for the gruesome twosome to come into Spitz Stadium. There might be a little situation where T-Bone's gonna have a little situation there at the Spitz Stadium. Might be a lot of fun. And then I got my Uncle Neil's 65th birthday party in Fort McLeod on Saturday night. So that'll be a lot of fun. We'll have some laughs and tilt some beers and whatever else might be a good time. But I'm looking forward to where I can push your fine young man Jasper to see what he wants to do and what I can urge him to do. To might be a lot of fun. So.
But kid's only in grade 8 and already has a job in baseball.
Might be a good spot for Jasper to be a full-time employee with Liverpool Bulls. So we're looking forward to it there. Yeah. So yeah, I hope he's game. Like, we're not making fun of him. We're not trying to just
no. This is
this is part of it. This is part of it. Like, you go from T-bone to being an umpire. It's kind of degrading. It's not great. I'm kidding.
Did you ever put on a mascot uniform? Have you ever worn a mascot uniform in your life? Aside from 2 weeks ago.
Never. No, actually, I did. This is funny. In 1987, FP Walsh High School, 88, I put the Snoopy costume on. The fly. I don't know why Snoopy was the
Snoopy from the Peanuts.
Yeah, I was, for some reason, the fucking mascot. I was a grade 8, and being the mascot for like 2 days for something.
Why is Snoopy the mascot for the FB Walsh Flyers?
It's a long story.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. Anyways.
How'd it feel?
It stunk. It stunk like the igloo. It stunk like the igloo. It was awful. I couldn't. You couldn't sandblast that fucking stench off me. It was awful.
That was a great year. But anyways,
the 1420 Sports Bar podcast, Forbury Sports Talk, and a whole lot more. Take care of each other, but more importantly, take care of yourself year round. Can you say anything else, Will, Dave?
No swinging at high pitches. See me, please.
You know
still. Pardon me?
You've never been a mascot.
No, I have never been. I was too busy being on the field.
It was for a basketball team, man.
So you know what? You might have been on the field as my Emmanuel Christian Eagles were beating the FB Walsh Flyers. I played basketball, I played basketball in FB Walsh. Never lost it.
I was. It's a long story. So 1420 Sports Bar podcast, Forbury Sports Talking a whole lot more. Have a good night, folks. We'll talk to you again on Monday night.
Good night, everybody. Keep punching Jimmy. I got no song for you tonight. I'm sorry, but just do your thing, buddy. You're killing it. Killing it.
So tell me why doesn't